Today on What Went Wrong, we made another one. Hi, I'm Brett Mauser, and I've made over 45 feature films, and 4 of those now have been about a serial killer in a bunny rabbit outfit. This past summer, we made Serial Rabbit 7. This was...
I'm just saying 7.
Yes, the Serial Rabbit 7, and it was part of our series Long Shot. And it's been a couple years since we've done What Went Wrongs. There's been a couple of films that we haven't had a chance to talk about, and we'll do our most recent one, Serial Rabbit, since we've got a producer, cast member, and then just a fan of the nonsensical ridiculousness.
And I was also the midget wrangler.
Oh yes, he was
here.
And we were sitting. He was watching it, and as the credits were rolling, he said, "You should put me as midget wrangler." I said, "Dude, wait for it!" And there it comes.
No kidding, midget wrangler, Jeff Price. I was like, "Dude, you and I have known each other too long, too long."
So I know you were excited about doing a Serial Rabbit, and then when we had that meeting, and I said we've got to put the were-cow in it. Mm-hmm. Take us through that process. Tell us about that.
Love the
We just have the were-cow. I gave an opportunity to put the were-cow on the big screen. It was really cool. I like the effects you added for it for like its creation. I kind of like that. I do like it. Yeah, he can blow fire now.
Because I think we can look back on one of our What Went Wrong episodes, Blue Moon, mm-hmm. or Full Moon.
Full Moon.
And I think maybe we might even said then we've got to have a versus movie. Mm-hmm. So it's fun to look back on that and see how things just kind of develop and get created.
Yeah.
What went through your mind when I said I want to do Serial Rabbit, and I got the idea for
I had not seen any of the Serial Rabbit movies. So when you mentioned it, to me it was just like, okay, well, I need to go home and see what all this is about. And then I watched one of them, and I'm like, oh my god.
Do you remember which one?
You know what? I can't even. It was
me and Jeff in it, and chasing after the rabbit.
You were chasing the yeah.
Okay,
but
that would be 5 probably.
Was it okay?
With Dane and Donnell.
Dane was in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That was the 5th one.
The
third one. Named the 5th one.
Yeah.
That, you know what? That's the other thing is I can't keep those damn numbers in my.
Well, there's 3 movies taking place in 7. There's 6, 9, and 7.
So everybody's like, "You guys made 7 of them?" I'm like, "Not really. Only made
But you're talking about number 9.
Yeah.
Yes, we know.
So what number is this? 3.
Chronologically or title wise?
So I was all for it. I'm like, okay, we had done the serious movies and we had done the series, and I hadn't done anything nonsensical.
Yeah. So just come out of Oldest Posse.
Yeah, I mean, it was a serious movie. It was a good time. It was completely different. So I'm like, all right, let's let our hair down, as it were, and see what we can do with this one. I was not expecting some of the things that came out of that. We probably get into that in a little bit.
Nobody expects those.
Nobody. I did learn one thing. Your mind, oh my God, you warped mother.
Now you're gonna wonder about why I hang out with him. So.
Yeah, I've got some issues.
We've been friends for 33 years now at this point.
As somebody at work that's been watching all our stuff, John, he messages me on the team stuff, and he's like, "Why banana pudding?" And I'm like, "Well, you gotta watch the Long Shot thing, and it's different people, stuff like that." He goes, "And why do you have like regular hair and you wear like a mop on your head the rest of the film?" And I'm like, "It's a different time frame, blah blah blah." It's like, he's like, "Yeah, it's not my cut." He likes Oldest Posse. He's been watching all the other stuff, but he didn't like Serial Rabbit. He's like, I can see for low budget, I see it, but it's not my cup of tea kind of thing.
And that's something I have to tell people before they watch it. I'm like, look, watch the movie. We want you to watch the movie, but go watch Long Shots first. That's the point of the movie. You can't have one without the other. So watch the series, and you'll see why the movie is the way it is.
When you heard we were doing another one,
cool.
No, I don't think we got a chance to watch the whole thing. I just kind of showed you some.
Yeah, I saw the
highlights.
I kind of watched I watched all the Long Shot,
Yeah.
And I have watched parts and pieces of the movie as you've gone along with it, and I did check out certain things. I didn't want to watch it without you. Because watching your movies with you is always so much better than watching it by myself.
The number of times you stop, give me the look.
Yeah.
Well,
What
in
the
that-
hell were you thinking?
Yeah, well, in that case, I would, but you've gotten over that now. You've kind of because now you're the like click. What the hell was I thinking? But with Serial Rabbit, I know what I'm getting. You know.
Yeah.
Now with Serial Rabbit 5, there was the point when Brad had the part of the person.
The liver?
No,
Yeah.
the other part.
Oh, yes.
Should I say that out
yeah,
loud?
Yeah, go ahead.
When so apparently Brad, well, not Brad,
Leo.
Leo,
Yeah.
who got rescued from hell, was going like found a girl and discovered it wasn't quite a girl, but Leo did Leo things, and of course he comes back with souvenirs, and the rest of us are like, what is? And of course his line was that one explains why it's so salty. And so when you
Was
say,
that line scripted, or did he come off on that?
that was
Was that his?
impromptu, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, I'm pretty
Probably
sure
did.
Brad just made it up. And so when you told me we're making another one, I was like, awesome.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if I was going to be in it or not, because usually I never know if I'm going to be in it until he calls me. And he didn't call me on this one, to which I was like, oh, awesome. Until I did come help him do that one thing, wrangle some midgets.
Yeah.
But that was just kind of an accident. But then it was explained, well, it's actually part of a film thing,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, I get it. Then that's why I could see why you did it. But still, when you told me you were making another one, I was like, sweet.
I had been meaning to ask you about this too. Was there any point after we'd made the decision to make that our long shot film was going to be Serial Rabbit? Was there any point where you thought to yourself, I know I did this stupid stuff and that stupid stuff. I have got to blow that stuff out of the water. I've got to go even crazier and harder than any of
I'm
those.
going to go deep in the paint.
Right.
No, I don't think there was the intent. I mean, I know
you
we
did.
sat there and I know we sat there and just brainstormed ideas, but there was never. I don't remember us saying we had to go bigger
you
and
just wanna make
better
something
or
fun,
anything.
something fun to watch.
It was
crazy.
just and,
a little
and
crazy, but something fun to watch.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the one scene I think we all know, is the abortion scene. And
Yeah.
that was and for me, kind of with your kid when he was like, "Oh, I don't think it's funny." It's
Yeah.
like, well, no, it's not the fact that scene isn't that it's a funny scene. There's nothing in there in that scene that is rip-roaringly funny. It's watching people's reactions
Yes.
to that scene.
And that's what
That's so funny. Which is why the kicker to that is when we cut back to the two of you in the theater watching it.
yeah.
That's the punchline, because you're the audience member and you're the Nikki Youngs
Yes.
that are watching that scene. I mean, watching her reaction to that is the
wish I
whole
could've
reason to put
Oh,
that in.
it was okay. We had had a chance to see the film before everybody did, right? So we knew what was coming. And when that scene started coming, so here we are, everybody's seeing it for the first time together. And as soon as that scene started coming up, and I knew it was coming, I could not help but my eyes were just. I knew Nikki was probably getting uncomfortable because I was staring right at her because I wanted to see what she did. And she didn't disappoint. She was she knew something was in there because we had mentioned it.
Yeah.
I think you made a joke about it. That's why you
That's why you read the script.
read the whole script. But just seeing that reaction because it's so unexpected, and it was the whole situation was just. I mean, I'm not going to say horrible. It was just so extreme. Like, no, is he going to really do that? Is he going to do it? Oh, he did it. He did it. Yep, he did it. Not only once, but twice.
Well, because if you're going to do something horrible once, you got to do it
you
again.
got to do it again.
It was like,
They'll never expect the second one. You get an even better
well, it's
reaction
like
out of them.
In War Dogs,
The Jewish Reporter.
the Jewish Reporter. Have you seen that?
I've seen it, but I've heard about the scene.
Oh, it's just I would do that. I would show it to people and just
Admiral Frenchie, I'm Adam Goldberg of the Jewish Ligurian Herald. Some viewers are confused and would like to know if you are German or French. General Mayhem, you have recently been criticized.
What the was that? Wait a minute, didn't anyone see that?
See what?
Admiral Frenchie just killed that guy because he was Jewish.
Well, he's German. It's what they do.
What's
He's
German?
German,
It's
it's what they do.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like the whole thing when you show people Empire Strikes Back, Luke, I'm your, no, I'm your father. You know, it's like,
You want to watch people's reactions.
watch people's reaction to that.
So there we are. So we had our Old West Day, and summer, Texas. Will you ever shoot a Western in the middle of the summer in Texas?
A Western? A Western maybe, but not a Western with people in the bunny rabbit cow costume. Or cow costumes. Those people get hot. They get really hot, but, hey, it's a film. You just got to make it when
Build a
you
fan into the suit.
Well, when we did 5, I had to be the rabbit for one of the scenes. And it was November.
So you were good.
We were in a garage. No, dude. It
You're
was
still hot.
November. And I put that thing on, and man, down it comes, because that thing is out of control. And of course I'm on the ground and moving around because I was the rabbit that got sucked into the vortex.
Because you were on the ground with the green screen under you and waving your legs.
Because the thing was, I was getting the scene was that I was getting pulled in, so I had to be on. I was lying on my back, and Brett was filming from above, and I was doing the whole thing with my legs and everything like that, and I was drenched, just drenched. It was so hot in that damn thing.
I'll bet. Now, fortunately, when you filmed that scene, because I was there that day just helping out, you started early enough that it wasn't too bad, but as the day went on, oh my God.
It doesn't take long. Doesn't take long at all.
Yeah, I've done the research. I've got got it bookmarked in Amazon. Those ice pack vests.
Oh yeah.
That if we ever do it again, I'm getting those.
I saw those. I thought about
That's a
those.
matter of fact. That's the day I realized those things exist. Somebody mentioned them. I went online that right then as we're sitting there and looked them up. I'm like, all right, next time we do something like this, I'm buying one of these vests.
So I worked at Disney World many years ago, and I had to train as one of the characters to get paid. That was my thing. Well, I played Eeyore.
No.
I was in the. It's all based on height. And I'm 5'9" to 5'11". I'm in that little thing. And Eeyore's 5'10". I fit in the thing. Tigger's 6'2" to 6'4". So it's all by height.
Gotcha.
And so whatever your height is where they rate you. And so I had to train on this character. I mean, I got certified to do his signature. That's how in depth they go. The thing about Eeyore, he has no opposable thumbs. He has flippers basically. But they had those ice vests.
Yeah.
Now, luckily enough, when I was doing my training, it was January, and I didn't do it. I just had to train on it. I had to put the suit on. I had to train on it, the head, and all the stuff. And I did a couple of the meet and greets out in Epcot because we have to do X number of hours in these suits, whatever. But I'm going to tell you right now, Eeyore is it's a rabbit with padding.
Okay.
Big, huge head, the thing, and my hands aren't free, so my hands are covered up. And my feet have the big, I don't have the little tennis shoes, whatever. The feet have the big derpy feet. Horrible. Okay. Sweat like a whore in church. And I had to change t-shirts every time. We were there for half an hour at a time. I come out drenched. Take another sheet off, put another t-shirt on. Go back out, and everything drenched. Take a t-shirt off because they just issue you shirts. I can only imagine in the summertime out in Texas. But the cooling vests are a thing. Disney had a couple of them. I never used it because I didn't have to, and you have to keep filling it with ice.
Right.
Just constantly have to keep filling it with ice. But from what I understand, they do lower the temperature inside those very, very hot suits by up to 20 to 25 degrees, the one they had. And so
it'll be 85 instead of 105.
Exactly, which doesn't sound like
It's a lot better though.
Yeah.
But I mean, inside the Eeyore could be on the 120s.
Yeah.
So it takes it down to like in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
There's a testament to your editing and your editing because the same guy who's watched the thing, he said he thought the best actor or character was the devil.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
if he only knew.
You don't even know. I'm reading that guy's lines, and then he's saying them right after. But Brett's cutting me out, and then he's cutting. It was like another part. He's doing. We got the things right in front of him because he's reading them. He's like, well, he seemed the most natural. He was like, because he didn't.
Because he didn't have to act.
That's what he was saying. Because he didn't seem like he was acting. Other people seemed like they were kind of acting or overacting. I'm like, well, that's a serial rapping movie.
Yeah,
that's a
there
serial
are people that are cast
He
just for that
he
reason.
seemed the
Yeah.
most natural because he didn't remember it, so he was just reading what he had.
Yeah, you have to kind of understand the point of the story.
Yeah. He had the right look anyway.
Yeah, he did look cool. He had a cool look, and it does come out on the end.
Yeah.
It looks fine.
And I love those special effects of the coming up from hell kind of thing. I love that. When Brett did that in Serial Rabbit 5, I was like, that looks awesome. Do that forever, everybody. Everyone comes in like that, you know.
Was it Serial Rabbit 5 where you like? Is that the one you take somebody's face off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that was real cool.
That's probably one of my favorite visual effects moments in Serial Rabbit 7 as well. I mean, that I've ever done. I think it came out incredibly
Yeah.
well. Is smashing Johanna's face.
No, that was great.
That was so
That
good.
was great.
I meant to ask how you did that. That was so good.
That was great. And then her reaction when you cut to.
Not happy about the way I died.
She did that great.
Oh.
Oh,
Like, for real?
Yes.
in
No,
the,
no,
in the film.
Oh, in
yeah,
the film.
In
Yeah.
the film.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
She's
film.
right,
Yeah,
she's
in
right
the
there in
film.
the thing.
Yeah, because they were using AI to
Yeah.
create Serial
Yeah.
Rabbit 7,
Yeah.
and his character put them both in the movie. So I'm not happy about that.
I got you.
Yeah, because that was just a garbage mat. We had the head. I think we had the head first, or no, we had her first.
You had her,
Scream,
and then you put that.
then put the head
that
down,
fake
had her get up, and then Brad stepped over and smashed the head with the chair, and then I just put in the blood effects and
Yeah.
garbage matted it out. And I mean, it's on there so fast. It just you don't
looks
have
good.
time to really look at any imperfections, but it's still freeze frame and
was
it looks
so
pretty good.
It does look good.
Yeah. And then to be able to bring back the chair to begin
That's
with.
why I was like the chair just coming in. Hey, you got
I
to
love-
smoke and then
I
coming
love
out,
the
going
chair.
out.
I showed that scene to my class, and I think I showed it. Yeah, when I showed it to you, you said the same thing. I was like, "How long is he gonna beat her with that damn chair?" Because it does. I mean, it was supposed to be that way. It was supposed to be just ridiculous that he's beating her for so long.
It's the same thing in Serial Rabbit 5, how you held that take for too long. The very beginning of 5, one of the things he does, and we talked about this also on How to Be Scary,
Yeah.
is something out of place, right? Something scary is being something out of place. And so it's the scene at the very beginning when the guy's taking the trash out and the rabbit,
Yeah.
he sees he hears someone screaming and sees a girl running, and then 6-foot-tall bunny rabbit outfit pops along and turns and just looks at him, and he looks at him, and they look and look and look. And then the dog's supposed to bark, and he looks away, he looks back, and the rabbit's gone. Except it wasn't like that. It was he looks and 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 he looks. It was like one of the if it had been like the Luke Skywalker over the pit of Carcoon, and if they just kept doing the durm, durm,
Yeah.
durm, 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 durm. Durm, durm, like that. If it just kept doing it, and that's the problem. And that's the problem, but that's what Brett did. He held it too long because then you're like,
Because what it does is it's got that feeling it's supposed to, creepy, and it starts kind of.
And then it
Okay,
gets
this
to,
is going too long.
it's getting weird now.
and you start laughing.
yeah, it gets to
Okay,
ridiculous.
this is getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then just before it starts to dip, it moves on.
yeah,
again.
and then of
But
course
it-
the dog barks, thinking back, and the rabbit's gone, and it was like, oh snap, and then it comes back to the thing. You have to do that. He does that because he doesn't
does
do
it.
scary.
Yeah,
I mean, he
I
does
can't
scary, but
do
he doesn't do scary because he just doesn't have the patience for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it was hilarious. It's so good.
Now you weren't expecting to be two roles.
No, I wasn't. That was a. In fact, I did read the script, several times just to make sure I knew what was going on, and that character never stood out. It never stuck in my head. So when you said, "Hey, can you play this?" Our guy backed out, or he never showed up, or you couldn't
can't
find
remember what
anybody.
happened.
I don't remember exactly what the problem was, but. You asked me, you sent me a message like, hey, would you mind being this part also? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I went back and read it. I was like, okay, this is pretty easy. There's a bunch of little cut scenes, one good scene in the beginning and a bunch of cut scenes. I can make this work. And actually, to me, it just fit. It's like it was a happy accident. I was like, this actually makes the story kind of gel a little more.
Yeah.
I like that.
favorite moment and worst moment on set, from the production side.
Favorite moment and worst moment. I mean, we already talked about this kind of stuff. I thought I pretty much have fun. I pretty much have fun all the time. The worst part of it was just getting interviewed by Christian at different times when I was trying to I got to do, man. I don't have. He's like, hey, what do you think? I'm like, hey, I'm trying to do this, and I would try to not to be mean. I would answer his questions, but I was also like, just film me and ask me afterward. I'm busy right now. That's probably what. It was kind of annoying, but it was cool because when we see it all later, like I said, in Long Shot, I was like, man, I hope it'll come off like an asshole. Like I'm just like, like my eyes, I have very, so it's just like that was cool. Favorite moment was just making film the whole time. Was making films. I love the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, that was a tough part with me with Long Shot was trying to figure out what to keep and what to cut because the whole concept of Long Shot was to say this is what happens. This is what really these things really happen. And then you have like 3 moments where I really was like, should I put this in there? But I had to keep telling myself this is the reason I made this series.
Yeah.
And it was, the whole thing with Jake being late, and then the whole, him telling people, and then Christian telling him, telling me, he's got a thing to do, or what did he say? I can't remember.
He got to help somebody with something.
Well, no, he didn't even say that because when he told me in there, he was like, he had something to take care of, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And I was thinking, he's got to go get some Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, that's what you had said. Yeah.
And then that just caused that whole cascade.
That night.
Yeah. And, we were behind from the get-go at that point. And it was, that whole thing was done. And then the Johanna hair and makeup.
Oh.
That tops the list for me. That tops the list for me. My God. I was sitting there on that couch while you guys were filming out there, and I could not help my face was fixated on that freaking makeup kit that was sitting there with all the pictures on it. I'm like, she sat here for an hour and a half in that makeup chair.
Yeah, because we were supposed to shoot a scene first, and then it was like we were going to shoot at noon, and your call time was 1.
It's something like that. Yeah, my call time was later, and by the time I got here, it had...
Steve was going to walk and take off. He was here for like 2 hours or something.
Yeah, it was... I was like, oh my God.
And then, of course, the last one was the 34, 35, 36 takes of trying to get our midget to... Yeah, and that was the day you were on set.
That was the one I was like... The funniest part of that was watching you try to coach him. All you got to do is...
do this, smile, and then do that. Beat, attack. Nope. No, not that. No, back it up, do it again. Oh my God, no. Okay, I tell you, I'm going to tap you. When I tap you, do that. When I tap... No, you have to wait for me to tap you, guy.
And that's why you ended up in the credits.
Midget Wrangler.
So, final thoughts. Did you enjoy watching and making Sarah Rabbit 7?
That was great. It was fun. I always like doing the films. I love doing the films. But I always like more watching the reactions of the people that are watching it. And when you do something like Oldest Posse, you hear afterwards because there's not a big that kind of moment on anybody's face. But with Serial Rabbit, oh my God, everybody, yes, you had people sitting there like this, like I don't want to be seen right now. You had people walking out in shame. You had people just going crazy and laughing their faces off. It was great. I love it.
I like the whole process, the beginning to the end, brainstorming, writing it. We showed the whole process of making the film and then finally seeing it, and like Henry said, just seeing the results and watching people react to it.
Yeah.
That's it's always worth it. It's always funny. It's always just fun to just experience that whole thing.
I had the midget wrangling scene, and I hate making movies, But I'm glad I could do something to help. But I liked watching the actual the series more than the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was the whole point of Serial Rabbit 7.
That's what because I watched all of them when I was on a trip. Every time one would come out, I would watch it. I got the notifications, and I'd sit down immediately as soon as I got to the hotel, and I'd watch it. That's what I enjoyed.
Yeah, I enjoyed making it, but yeah, it was the long shot that was the whole principle of it, and to show how to make a movie with no money, or in this case, like just $2,500. I think we definitely accomplished what we set out to do, and yeah, I think long shot is the material of the quality and level that we are at. And it was difficult for me to go back to that style of filmmaking, scrimping and scraping and trying to,
There's always that urge to, no, I know I can do better than this, but
yeah,
that's not the point.
but just having to go,
Yeah.
crap, I can't. This is, I can't put that money into it because it's this. So yeah, and there will always be that question mark. Will there be another Serial Rabbit?
Yes. There will be. Tony, there will be.
But it'll have to be Serial Rabbit 9, and we've already seen the ending of Serial Rabbit 9,
Then
so
it goes
it
to
has
11.
to match that.
It goes to 11.
No, I think it'd be neat to try to warp it around so that it does match that.
Yeah, because I wanted to have bring
What if Serial Rabbit? We made an even one.
and that's the title of it, the even one. It's Serial Rabbit 6. The
make it
even
like
one.
4.
Breaking even. I like that.
Breaking even. There you go. That's a good one.
So yes, there will be one, and I'm sure you'll make me do something horrible with it.
Well, I still want to make the Heist Rabbit movie.
I was going to say, there has to be one until you put a gang of midgets following a rabbit through a casino. We're not done.